Direct Talk. This is Frank Lloyd Mamaril, and this is Direct Talk. Hi, guys! Welcome to another episode of Direct Talk. It's my second episode, and I would like to thank you guys for actually listening to the first episode. And you got to know more about me and how I started in the business and where I'm at now. Ngayon naman, on the second episode of Direct Talk, we'll be talking about a topic that not most people would like to talk about. 'Di ba? It's always a secret. It's always um, a taboo for people to talk about. Usapang sweldo. Usapang sweldo. Kayo ba? Magkano bang sinasweldo ng isang direktor katulad ko? O kaya, um, mataas bang sweldo namin? O kaya, yung mga people in production, do you think their jobs pay so big that they can afford super mga bahay, sasakyan and all? Well, we'll see about that. What is just right ba? What is the right compensation for something like a job like this? Well, I will speak for myself, and this is based from my experience, and this is based from how I see this topic o itong usapang sweldo. And I would like to start with anecdotes depending on kung paano ko siya na-experience, 'di ba? Um, I grew up kasi not living with both my parents. I would either be living with one or living alone, 'di ba? During high school kasi I naranasan kong to live alone in an apartment and just to, to save up what my mom actually sends me. Tapos iipunin ko 'yun para for the whole month para mabayaran ko yung mga dapat like yung bahay, yung mga groceries, yung mga tubig, kuryente. And I must say I had a very very independent childhood, so to speak. So, growing up, graduating college, um After after graduating college, I thought na sobrang dadagsana ang pera. Dahil alam ko na kung ano yung gusto kong maging, eh. Gusto kong maging direktor, gusto kong maging nasa showbiz o kaya nasa entertainment business. And based from what I'm hearing, laki-laki ng pera ng ganyan. But how do you actually start? I mean, me, graduating college, naalala ko ang baon ko nung college, ₱200. ₱200 na kailangan kong tipirin for the week kasi that's just 1,000 pesos, 'di ba? It's ₱1,000 for 5 days. Well, nagiging 1,200 'yun 'pag may pasok ka ng linggo, 'di ba? And you will save up kasi you wanna buy things that you want, 'di ba, from your baon and 'yun. And going back, when I graduated college, weird kasi 3 months akong walang trabaho kasi I thought after graduation marami nang tatawag sa akin o kaya na madaling mag-apply ng trabaho pero hindi pala talaga. Super hirap, guys. Ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho especially when you're newly grad kasi depending on your course. I mean, I took up Bachelor of Arts, Communication Arts in the University of Santo Tomas, and knowing that it's the big one of the big four universities in the Philippines, I thought it's just gonna be easy, but no. I was jobless for 3 months. I was applying for jobs online. Naalala ko yung Job Street dati. Yung Job Street, tapos magpiprint ka rin ng mga ano mo, ng resume mo, tapos punta ka sa Makati, naglalakad ka ng Makati, ganyan. But I didn't start to actually apply for a job after, well, a day after my graduation. Parang it took me like maybe a month. Kasi parang naisip ko, kailangan ko munang magpahinga. Yun inisip ko kasi parang feeling ko 'pag nagsimula ako agad baka mapagod ako agad. So, nagpahinga ako. Eh, hindi ko naman alam nung nagpahinga ako ng 1 buwan, naaabot naman siya ng 3 buwan na walang tatawag sa akin. So, yun yung sobrang nakakabagot dun, yung walang tatawag sa'yo. So, what did I do? what did I do? So after graduating, I wanted to raise funds for my application for jobs. 'Di ba kasi siyempre since graduate na ako nakakahiya ng humingi ng baon. Wala nang baon after college, 'di ba? 'Yun yung masama dun, eh. Pagkatapos mong gumraduate ng college wala ka ng baon. So 'yun, so ang ginawa ko, may mga old clothes ako na hindi ko naman na ginagamit but they're all maganda pa naman siya tsaka mga sapatos. Nag-ukay-ukay ako. Alam niyo ba 'yun? Nag-ukay-ukay ako sa sa garage namin. We were renting an apartment then and I opened up the gate and naglagay ako ng box na may ukay-ukay ng mga damit ko at nilagyan ko ng mga presyo isa-isa. At yung mga presyo pa nun mga ₱50, 70, 100. Eh, so yun, nagbenta ako ng mga damit ko. Tapos hindi pa ako nakontento dun kasi parang naubos din yung mga damit na binebenta ko, o kaya may mga konti na lang yun, mga latak na lang yung mga napagpilian na. Naisip ko na mag-banana Q din. Alam niyo bang nag-banana Q ako guys, like, for a month para lang to raise funds para makapag-apply ako ng trabaho. At saka para na lang din meron akong savings, first savings ko, ganyan. So yun, alam nyo ba, ito pa isa pang trivia guys about me. Alam nyo ba, 'di ba, sabi ko yung unang trabaho ko was in ABS na na promo producer. Pero ang totoo niyan, ang una talagang nag-offer ng job sa akin was GMA7. Yun yung totoo dun. GMA7 called me up and interviewed me to become an editor. So, a video editor. Sobrang siguro nakadalawang interviews na ako. And then, parang magpapasa na lang ako ng requirements. And then, dahil nga solid kapamilya talaga ako, guys. As in, naalala ko pa nun, galing akong GMA. Tapos, pabalik na ako ng Valenzuela. That's where I lived before. Pabalik na ako ng Valenzuela and I was riding the bus. At 'di ba, from GMA going north, merong overpass, 'di ba? May overpass tapos yung bus dun dadaan sa overpass. Ah, overpass ba tawag? Oo, overpass. So, 'pag makikita mo yung ano, 'pag nagpunta ka sa overpass, 'pag nagpunta dun yung bus, makikita mo yung tower ng ABS. As in talagang nung after ko ng interview sa GMA, talagang tumingin ako sa tower tapos sabi ko talaga, "Ang tagal mo kasing ABS, eh." Tagal mo yan, nagkaroon tuloy ako ng offer na ganyan. But right after that, I think like 3 days after nung experience na yon, someone called me na and yun na nga yung naging first job ko. So hindi ko tinanggap yung offer ng GMA din. So yun nga. So going back, so yun nga dahil nga I had my first job na after 3 months of being jobless. Hallelujah, 'di ba? Nagkaroon na rin ako ng trabaho. My parents were ano, were were happy for me. And naalala ko nga dati may nagsabi sa akin 'no, dahil nga ako 'di ba, communication arts student ako, may nagsabi sa akin minsan, "Dalawa lang ang network sa Pilipinas. Ano ang assurance mo na makakapasok ka sa dalawang 'yan?" Ooh, big word 'yun para sa akin guys. Parang na-challenge ako do'n. Alam mo ang sinabi ko, "Just watch and see na lang po." Oh, ang yabang ko pa nun. Pero 'yun nga. So going back, so my first job was a promo producer. Remember? At you wouldn't believe how much my sweldo was then. And that's 6 months na nagano ako promo producer for Studio 23. Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess? Okay. Sasabihin ko sa inyo pag natapos tong ad na to. Direct Talk. This is Frank Lloyd Mamaril and this is Direct Talk. Ayan. So, ang unang suweldo ko sa ABS-CBN nung time na yon bilang promo producer trainee was ₱6,000. I'm not kidding. That's 6,000 pesos gross. So pag sinabi mong gross, babawasan pa yun ng tax. So ang mapupunta lang talaga sa'yo is 4,500, parang ganyan. Imagine mo that was 2006. That was 2006, not so long ago. 'Di ba? But I agreed to it because gusto ko ng experience. Tsaka kasi dream job ko yun. Dream job ko to be part of the company, being part of ABS-CBN. Siyempre, ako, o sige, ganito lang po yung sweldo. Pero for sure, ako siyempre inisip ko, for sure, pag sobrang tumagal na ako, pag sobrang magaling na ako, ganyan, tataasan naman nila yung sweldo ko. 'Di ba? Tapos 'di ba nakuwento ko rin nga sa inyo nung first episode that I was also working for a production house, 'di ba, as a segment producer. Remember, I told you the story that I used to write, I used to shoot, and I used to edit my segments. And you guys know how much I was earning for a segment, for a weekly, my weekly salary for a segment like that. Hmm. You wouldn't believe that I was earning 1,500 pesos. 1,500 pesos for a segment that I had to write, I had to shoot, and I had to edit. At first, of course, you will think, sobrang baba naman. But that was, what? Yeah, 2006, 2007, 2008. But at that time talaga, I really didn't think of the money yet kasi nga I was building my career. Um, this job is actually a career. I don't know if you guys know the difference between a career and a job. Well, 'di ba? For me kasi it's a career, it's a fulfillment na gusto kong maatim kaya talagang ginawa ko talaga siya, 'di ba? So 6,000 per month gross. So that's 4,500 plus 1,500 per segment. And siguro mabibigyan lang ako siguro mga twice or thrice. So let's say nandiyan na 4,000, an additional 4,000. So I was just earning like 10,000 gross. And 8, parang 8,000 lang yung take home ko. 'Di ba? And syempre, sabi ko nga sa inyo, 'di ba, naging segment producer ako. Tapos nga dahil nga nabuntis yung director ko dati and sinuwerte ako that uh, I was given a chance to direct my first TV show. Do you guys know how much I earned or how much my first sweldo is as a director? Yung unang-unang ko, sweldo ko as a director. Magugulat kayo. I was earning per episode 5,000 pesos as a director, which I had to sit down on editing para mapanood ang buong episode. I had to shoot the spills of the show, which is a magazine show. So maraming research, and I was earning 5,000 pesos. 'Di ba? You might think baka that time it was big. It's actually small. I would ride what I call a killer bus from Valenzuela to Pasig to ABS-CBN, and I would wake up super early because I had to make sure na makasakay ako ng bus at nakaupo kasi pag late na ako, it's either nakatayo na ako o nasa pintuan lang ako ng bus. At tugyot na ako pagdating ko sa trabaho, pagod na ako. But I had to endure that. I mean, it was uh it was some of the best times of my life. Well, tawag niyan, being yun, naranasan ko yun. At hindi ko yung pinagsisisihan, 'di ba? Which goes to show, which goes to show na talagang gusto ko talaga yung ginagawa ko at that time and money wasn't my measurement whether I made it or not or is it how I put a price sa sarili ko. So, ang tanong diyan is how do you put a price on yourself? 'Di ba? How do you give presyo sa services mo bilang creative person, bilang someone in production? This may sound so cheesy, but it's true. But when you're starting, don't expect that money will come to you right away. I remember just this past few days, I saw a post of someone parang condemning ba yung right term? Condemning this person na she applied, I think, for a job, and the starting was 35,000 pesos, and she was asking for 60,000, uh and she was newly grad, and the reason was she wanted to earn based from where she came from, or where, because that's what she priced herself. uh Yun, ang masasabi ko lang naman dun is take it from experience. Don't take it from where you came from, take it from experience. If you don't have experience yet, don't expect to have a high paying salary yet. I mean, it's you can't put a price price on yourself right away. And another thing I'd like to talk about is, well, a question that I'd like to pose. If you guys want to comment on this, or maybe send me a message. I know on Anchor you can send me a message. Maybe I can play it out in the next episodes, and maybe make it like in a segment sa mga dulong parts of my podcast. Another question is, will your effort be different if it paid less? 'Di ba? Tama ba na ang effort mo magiging less kasi onti lang din yung bayad nila? Ako, I beg to disagree. Hindi dapat gano'n. Siyempre, you're selling yourself, your craft, your your expertise, 'di ba? The mere fact that you said yes to a project, you should finish it, and at the same time, with the same amount of effort, whether it's paying malaki ang binabayad sa'yo or maliit ang binabayad sa'yo. Kasi your output will speak for itself. Even to this day, when people ask me, Direct, how much is your price? How much is your talent fee? If you're ganyan-ganyan. Binabalik ko lang sa kanila yung tanong, how much is your budget for a director like me? And will it be worth my services? I'm asking that question because I want them to realize, also even clients, I want them to realize the worth that they're paying, 'di ba? And syempre, since I've worked already for almost 12 years, I've earned enough experience na to parang, well, I didn't actually price myself. Hindi ako nagbigay ng oh, ito ang ceiling budget ko, hindi yung ganyan ganyan. If I actually like the project, I'll do it. If I actually like the concept, if I actually like the project, I actually do it, no matter how it pays, 'di ba? Because I want the clients to feel that, of course, they're being taken cared of, no matter how much they pay you. Mahihiya na lang sila pag maliit ang binayad sa'yo kasi syempre they're paying quality, they get what they pay for. I think that's the best thing. They get what they pay for. And just like how, well, in the industry, in the entertainment industry, you're only good as your last work. So if your last work doesn't fit the mold of, ay, mataas na yung bayad dito kasi dami niya nang nagawa, or maganda kasi yung ginawa niya, ganun. So, ganun siya, 'di ba? Experience will always be the best teacher. And experience is an investment, 'di ba? So ngayon ang tanong, bakit? Bakit ba kailangan iniisip natin na dahil ganito na yung trabaho ko, dapat mataas ang sweldo ko? Hindi. Parang dapat ang tanong, may matututunan ba ako dito at may maitutulong ba 'to sa career ko bilang bilang direktor o bilang part of this industry? I think that's the best answer you can give to that. And also, ako kasi naniniwala talaga ako sa universe. Totoo 'to. Parang ako, I think I learned this from my mentors as well. Kaya nga sobrang I'm so grateful that I have great, 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 great mentors. Because, well, most of my mentors hindi marunong mag-ipon. Well, ako rin naman, hindi ako marunong mag-ipon talaga. Yung ipon kasi sa akin is parang isang mabilis lang na ipon, bili. Ipon, bili. Hindi siya yung parang ipon, tago, 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 tago. Hindi. Hindi ako nagtatago ng pera. Meron ngang panahon na sometimes ₱50, ₱100, ₱1,000 na lang ang laman ng bank account ko. But it doesn't matter because I believe in the universe. I think that's what most of my mentors has taught me. The universe will always provide. And that's true. The Lord will always provide. The universe will always provide. It just made me realize also one thing. Kasi parang, di ba pag nagpe-pray tayo, well, for Catholics, I speak as a Catholic. When you pray the Lord's Prayer, you always say, "Give us this day." Diba? It doesn't say, "Give us this month" or "Give us this year." It's "Give us this day." So, ako, parang the way it showed me was, you take it day by day. Diba? The Lord will not hindi ka niya pababayaan. So, sa ngayon, pray for today and do not worry about tomorrow because tomorrow is another day and tomorrow is another chance for you to pray for a better tomorrow or for a better today. 'Di ba? I don't know if you get that. Kasi feeling ko naiintindihan niyo naman yung gusto kong sabihin, 'di ba? And yeah, I mean, if you are for your career, meaning if you really want a good career in this industry, in the entertainment industry, in the communications industry, um, learn from your experiences. Take it one step at a time. And again, wag magmadali. You will always have your time. Time is, well, hindi ka nawawalan ng oras. Time will always be there. You can actually start when you're 35, or you can also start when you're 19 when you just graduated college. It all depends on experience. It would all depend on how much experience you've gained and uh how much you've learned so that you can apply it to the job. Now, going back to the question, usapang sweldo, do we have to put a price on it? I don't think so. Just live it day by day and just make sure that your job is done and just make sure that you make uh you make happy clients, happy production, and happy. I remember a director mentor of mine, well, lagi niya sinasabi when he prays, believe that you've received it and it shall be yours, diba? And yun, to always believe that you can actually do it. And praying for happy clients, happy production, happy technicals. And that's what matters the most. To create your career and then sweldo will come next. 'Di ba? So, career muna bago sweldo. Of course, you have to live, you have to ano. And that's where diskarte comes into place. You will always have, yeah, kailangan you have that to have that diskarte. Hindi sa madaming pera, madaming diskarte. Ayun ang paraan para mabuhay ka sa mundong ito at sa industriyang ito. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Um, Sana marami pa nga ako mapag-usapan tungkol sa mga ganitong topics. And I also would like to interview some of my mentors so that you can also meet them in the upcoming episodes of Direct Talk. And yeah, so if you guys would like to hear more of these kinds of content, not forget to follow me on Spotify, on Pocket Casts, on Google Podcasts, and all the platforms where podcasts are being heard. I think, um, well, baka makarating na ako doon, hopefully. And yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, FLM Trips on YouTube, and all my social media handles on Instagram, Frank Lloyd Mamaril, and my website, frankloydmamaril.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you guys on the next podcast. See you guys. Direct Talk. This is Frank Lloyd Mamaril, and this is Direct Talk.